Welcome to the show floor of the 2015 Geneva Motor Show. We're seeing plenty of high-end sports cars introduced from Ferrari and Bugatti and lots of other expensive machines like that. But we've also seen the introduction of two more attainable sports cars, two very hot hatches, and this, in my opinion, is the hottest. This is the Ford Focus RS, and unlike previous fast Focuses, this one is coming to the US. It has a 2.3-liter, four-cylinder, turbocharged engine that puts down 315 horsepower to not just the front wheels, but all four wheels. Yes, this car has got four-wheel drive, a first for the Focus in the US, and it's got styling that is pretty extreme, to say the least. Ken Block, famous for all of his Gymkhana videos, helped with the engineering on this car, and it's actually got a drift button. Yes, you hit a button on the dashboard, it retunes the ECU and the driving dynamics of the car to help you get the tail out. Maybe not quite as much as Ken Block does, but a little bit more than it would normally allow. It's a great looking car in my opinion, and it is the hottest of the hot hatches here on the show floor, but I think Antoine feels a little bit differently.
Right, Tim. I'm standing next to the Honda Civic Type R, and yes, it looks like a boy racer's wet dream, but there is a function to all of this crazy form. Those wild fenders, they let them get thicker rubber underneath there, so there's better grip. The crazy aerodynamics are actually creating downforce. And underneath the hood, the new Type R is powered for the first time by a turbocharged 2-liter VTEC engine. It's going to put out about 306 horsepower and about 295 pound-feet of torque. Honda claims that this is the fastest front-wheel drive hot hatchback of all time, and it's backed that claim up with a Nürburgring time of 7 minutes and 50 seconds. Another first for this generation of Type R is the new adaptive suspension. Drivers can actually set different modes for whether they want to be soft on the street or hard on the track. I'm guessing all of those modes are pretty hardcore. And then there's a big red R+ button that lets you just hit one button and go to the most hardcore track mode for all of the systems.
All right, Antoine, I know all the vents and the frills and the flared fenders are functional, but I gotta say, this is one ugly car.
Yeah, but function over form. That's where I was going with that.
Maybe so, but this wing makes the back end of an STI look sedate by comparison.
I'll agree to disagree with you there, to each his own. Personally, I'm a huge fan of huge aero.
All right, let's talk numbers. How much horsepower here?
306 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque.
Got 315 horsepower on the Focus, and front-wheel drive here, yeah?
Front-wheel drive here, manual transmission only.
All-wheel drive on the Focus, so I don't know, that's stacking up pretty good in my account.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that the Civic is going to be a much more hardcore car. I think Honda kind of came from a track standpoint and then tried to make it streetable, as opposed to taking a more, I guess, a well-rounded approach.
Well, you know, they've got a Ken Block and a drift button on the Focus too, and I don't see a drift button in the interior of this thing.
We've got our R+ button, and everyone knows the fastest way to get around the track is keeping all the four tires stuck.
All right, let's talk money. Honda did give us a price. Here it's just under 40,000 francs, I think, so that's what, roughly
right, when you factor for the conversion rates and the different markets, that's about what you get.
Ford hasn't told us what the RS is going to cost yet, unfortunately, but I'm guessing it's going to come in a little north of the STI, so probably, you know, right in the $35,000 to $40,000 mark, somewhere in there.
It's a little bit more attainable there.
Now, given the choice, you would take this guy?
Well, for our purposes, I'll make this concession. The Ford will probably come to the North American market, but this thing will never see the States. So this may be, in my opinion, the hottest hatchback on the planet, but it's also the most unattainable.
Well, the Focus RS is definitely coming to the US, Ford has said, so in my opinion, it's a clear win. But definitely let us know what you think in the comments. We're eager to hear what you think is the hottest hatch of them all here at Geneva.